Should be any moment now. All right, it is Monday, May 11th. I always have to check because I can never remember what day it is. But it's May 11th. We're back with another edition of our Outside in Music Happy Hour chats. And I'm excited to have a few new faces on the chat today, a few repeat guests. But I will let everyone introduce themselves. But I'm glad they could be here and we could get to chat a little bit. We just missed, if I had started the stream 1 minute earlier, the 7 p.m. in New York cheering for the first responders. So that would have been good to get on, but I was too slow. So too bad, so sad. But let's let everybody introduce themselves. So let's start with Kay. So let us know who you are and what you do and where you're talking to us from.
Hey, I'm Carrie Vanderkloot. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm a singer and composer. And I have an album coming out on June 5th on Next Level. And the first single just came out last week, and the next single's coming out next week. So look out for that.
Great. And Nicholas?
My name is Nicholas Krolak. I'm a bassist and composer and podcaster out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I have a album coming out on Next Level on May 22nd. The single already came out for it, and really looking forward to having that album out there.
And of course, you got the best release day because that's my birthday. So,
wow.
I'm just kidding.
Awesome.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ethan, what's happening with where you are?
Hey, my name's Ethan Helm. I'm a saxophone player and composer living up here in Harlem. I have a couple of releases on Outside of Music with my band Cowboys and Frenchmen. And we are not doing anything right now, but I actually did just finish a book for improvising called Patterns for Creative Improvisation. So that's been my quarantine project, and I'm really happy to have it out in the world now.
Nice. Nice. Well, we'll circle back to that in a minute. And last but not least, Raj, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Rajiv Jawira. I'm a drummer originally from Australia, living also in Harlem. And I play drums and try to write some tunes. And I've got an album coming out, my first album as a leader coming out also on June 5th. So looking forward to that.
And that's great. So I'd love to hear kind of what everybody's been up to. Ethan, we could start with Ethan because he mentioned maybe the book. Could you tell us a little bit about maybe what else is what is inside of the book? What kind of patterns, like who's it for? And just tell us, what you've been working on with that.
Yeah, sure. So actually this started way back in undergrad with a teacher I had named Charles Pillow, who would encourage us to keep a little notebook of patterns and kind of pushing us to write our own, to kind of come up with our own jazz language. And I really enjoyed it. So I've been doing this for 10 years and kind of never shared it with anyone other than friends. And then this was the perfect opportunity to turn it into something more formal. Basically for past 5 years or so, I've been just posting these on Instagram, trying to do once every week, just as a thing for myself to try to get some cool licks or language out there and study some it's kind of like a compositional study and a technique study. And so I took 25 of them that I thought kind of went together, and I put them in a book, and it's for all instruments. It's kind of in the range of saxophone, but then there's also a bass clef version. And I spent a long time organizing them by their kind of compositional relationships to each other, and also giving them titles that are both kind of funny and clever, but also kind of evocative, because the patterns themselves are supposed to be put them in a book, not necessarily intended for playing over traditional jazz chord changes, but more just kind of shapes and sounds to get your ears working and to kind of inspire people creatively. Specifically kind of very advanced high school students to professionals. That's kind of the level.
And you've made that, it's available as a PDF, or it's a hard copy book, or
yes.
What's happening?
It's a PDF right now. You can get it on Bandcamp or on my website. Either is fine with me. There's also, like I said, there's treble and bass clef. You can also order a hard copy, but I've been giving it the disclaimer that those will not ship for a good long time until I can leave my house and go find a printer. So, but if you
Sure.
do order a hard copy, you'll get one eventually, and you'll get a PDF now.
Nice. Very cool. So if, for all the people, anyone who might be watching this live, we do have the capability to see what you guys are thinking about and asking any questions for any of these artists. So I have the chat up on my screen so I can translate any questions to the appropriate parties should anything arise. I forgot to mention that before we dove right in. But so what have the rest of you guys been working on? I mean, I know some of you have records coming out, but Nicholas, why don't you tell us a little bit about your podcast? I know you've been going and getting more episodes. We talked a couple weeks back about it. Why don't you fill us in?
Yeah, my podcast is called the Voice Equals Power Podcast, equals with an equal sign. And it generally focuses around the Philadelphia scene, but not always. And it always focuses on people that are making stuff happen now. I'm not really interested in talking to the legendary players who have talked a lot about what they've done. I'm more
Sure.
interested in talking to future legends. And the next episode that's coming out is going to actually be Nick Finzer's episode. We talked a couple weeks ago, and that was really fun. And that will be the next one out in a couple of days, and is available on all of the streaming Spotify's and all the Apple Podcasts and Stitchers and such.
Excellent, great. And so, Raj, what have you been working on other than moving the release date around of the album and all of that?
Yeah, there was that. I mean, probably like everyone else, being just like, getting the home recording thing set up and doing all that. My wife's also a singer, so yeah, all of last week we were like recording videos for a festival, online festival, a couple of days ago. So that was a lot of work, but we got it together.
What's the festival?
That was a Biophilia Records festival.
yeah.
They have this thing going on at the moment for a couple of weeks. So so I was helping her with that and playing on that, trying to play. I've been playing a lot of double bass, or practicing trying to play bass. So I was like trying to accompany her on that.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
Yeah, I mean, just basically trying to practice. I'm lucky I've got a whisper room here, so I can play drums pretty much anytime.
Bash all night long.
Bash away, but just getting ready for this release and trying to figure out what to do with no like concert. Just trying to, I think I talked to you about maybe like the idea of an online listening party or something. So still working out whether that's a good idea and how to do it.
Totally. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. We're all trying. It's uncharted territory out here. We're trying to figure it out, how to stay creative and inspired. But Carrie, what else have you been working on?
Yeah, kind of the same as Raj, actually. Like trying to, get the album ready and make sure everything's all set for June 5th, but also trying to figure out the online release show and like how to do that, because all that tech stuff is it's never been something that I'm good at. So I've been kind of forced to learn how to do it now, which is a good thing because, I'll have those skills for after this too. And I have an interface that's coming tomorrow, so I can actually start to record at home a little bit more and maybe do some collaborations that I've been talking about with other people. So I'm excited about that. And then just, practicing, writing, same as usual, teaching a ton still. So.
Nice. So, all right. So I'm curious of what you all think about kind of where do we go from here? Like how do we stay creative? How do we, I didn't think necessarily we'd still be doing this every Monday night, and people still kind of have no idea when an end is in sight or anything like that. So I'm wondering how you all feel about it and what you're thinking about doing. I know you just mentioned a watch party. I know Carrie was thinking about something like that. And so what do you guys, I don't know. It's an open-ended question. I mean, what do you guys think about all this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because like there's just no replacement for playing with other people. As much as we keep trying to find one, I don't think there really is a way to replicate that human connection. So I don't know. It's kind of sad sometimes working on stuff because then I just get bummed out that I can't actually do it with other people. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we just have to like hang in there until we can actually be in the same room with other musicians.
I mean, do you think so, or do you think we have to kind of like adapt and adjust?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess a lot of us kind of are, right? You know, we're kind of figuring it out as we go. Yeah. I guess the home recording thing is going to be a big thing. And then hopefully someday someone will develop an app where the latency thing isn't a problem and we can actually play at the same time. That would be nice.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Maybe someone out there who has the tech skills could sort it all out. I know there's some. It would involve, I think, everyone would have to be recorded natively, and then it would have to sync up later in the cloud, I think. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that because I am not a technical person. I have no answers. But anyway, well, I didn't mean to interrupt whoever was about to jump in.
I've been working on trying to get my compositional chops beyond my ability to write just jazz tunes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently working on writing a solo piano suite, and I got there's a ton of free recording, like really great sound banks through this company called Spitfire Audio based in London. And they have a lot of really great sounds. So I've been building up my library of sounds for nothing. It's been really a positive experience. I don't know if any of you have been expanding your setups, what your experiences have been in that way. But I'm just trying to go in with the mindset that I'm not spending any money on it.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing what I can
I've
do with
downloaded
it.
some of those too. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really good.
Spitfire. Yeah, the string one's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't really sound like it, but you know, we try. We operate within the confines of where we're at.
Yeah.
Right? So what sort of stuff have you been composing with all the patches and everything?
The solo piano suite has been the first one, and that's also been a good way for me to improve my piano skills too. So that has been pretty positive. My goal is to wait out and see if I can get into the TV or film scoring game. I've been working on solo piano stuff, some like beat type things, and like string quartet realm.
Nice. Very cool. Everyone's so polite on this live stream. Sometimes everyone's like yelling over each other. I appreciate how polite everybody is. Raj, were you going to say something?
I was just going back to that playing live thing. I don't know if any of you guys saw something that Dan Tepfer posted where he played actually live with Jorge Roda. Did you guys see that? That was, I mean, I briefly had a look at how he did that, and it looked pretty involved. But, like,
yeah, I watched the YouTube video that the trombone player Michael Desson put up about how to set all that up, and I was like, no way.
I think they also live pretty close to each other. I guess that helps. So
yeah, like it really is based on physical location too, right?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. Have you tried it? Did you try to do it? Are you tech savvy, Raj?
No, not at all. I also watched those YouTube videos and yeah, thought about giving it a go, but yeah. I mean, I was talking to Sam Manning, the bass player, yesterday, and we were thinking, how's this going to work? He's in Australia.
Right. You
know, it's fine. It's maybe someone down the street, you have a better chance, but yeah.
I don't know. I know that with that technology, they've done concerts that have been like across the country, at least, if not like on other continents. But I mean, these are like universities that have really, fast internet and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully one day we'll be able to do it. Or like Carrie said, just go back to playing in the same room. Yeah. That would be nice too. But yeah, Ethan, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I guess my philosophy for this whole thing has just been kind of pretend as if like this situation is permanent, is right from the get-go, and try to hit the ground running with stuff that I have been wanting to do for a while, but maybe like pretend as if it's a good thing that I don't have gigs right now. So I can actually do some other stuff that gigs have kept me from doing.
Sure.
I don't have anything to offer in terms of technological solutions for live performance, though. I mean, music technology is already like the bane of my existence. So I've just been like holding off on diving into that and just trying to like do a lot of kind of like woodwind recording and trying to make some like score follower videos for some of my arrangements that I already have lying around. Just kind of like scraping the bottom of the barrel of my hard drive and seeing like the stuff that I was too busy to see through earlier.
So how do you do that? How do you do this? I haven't figured that out. How do you do the score following video? Give us a little tutorial.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm on a Mac, and I the program Automator on Mac. I think I found something online that told me how to do it. I don't think I figured it out myself. So there's like a program that'll take a PDF and turn every page into a JPEG file, which is what you need to put it into iMovie. And so then you just have like every page of your score is now just like kind of like a photograph. You just drag all of those into iMovie, and then you put your song in there, and then you just gotta like, tweak how long each page shows up in the movie until until the timing is right. So there's nothing like too fancy about it. Maybe like a day of work if you have all the necessary software.
And I think I saw you posted something where you did woodwinds. You were like doing like a film score, like some old clip of like a New York City thing. Yeah,
that's something else I've been getting really into, and I'd love to see other people's takes on it. I recently kind of got really into public domain movies and songs, and I just kind of figured if I want to start making my own music and be able to share it safely and ethically, then it'd be good to work with like all this kind of like forgotten media that's now in public domain. So I did like a film score to this video from like 1911, where this Swedish film crew came to New York City and filmed all these people walking around the city. It's an incredible cultural document. I think it maybe the first time New York was filmed like that. And so you see like horse-drawn carriages and subways and like people in top hats. And some familiar buildings. And so I just like kind of wrote like a little score to that and had a lot of fun getting that video together.
Nice. So where did you find all that footage? I'd be interested to know.
I found it. Whenever I look, I usually look on Wikipedia because I know they always have like the whatever the Creative Commons license. And so you can always download like a version of it on Wikipedia. There's actually lists of like public domain movies there, and a lot of them have like a file you can download right from that list.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm just starting to get into it, and I think it's fruitful for the digital age for musicians.
Yeah. So I'm curious. So has that any of you? I know. So Raj, you said you were doing videos for the live stream of. Well, not the live stream, the concert. So could you tell us more about how that whole thing was?
Well, actually, yeah. So actually, we pre-recorded our audio, like that component of it. Like,
okay.
And then there was also like an interview with my wife's just people who had been part of her last album. So there were we had some guests that actually didn't go the tech side of us messed us up. We weren't in charge. It was Fabian Alazan, he was like sort of hosting it and doing it, and everyone's just still figuring all this out, so it's like experimenting between different, the whole OBS and feeding things to YouTube Live, and so we had a few technical glitches, but it was it still went well, and it was nice that we had pre-recorded the audio so that we didn't have to.
And the video too, or it was
and the video too, so that was we just had a series of videos that we played, and in between we had like we're talking with the guest. So it was nice. It was
yeah. And so is everybody in that concert series, are they doing that the same format?
No, actually, Desmond White, he did his
Mhm.
yesterday, and he played live. He was the first person to play live, and actually that went really well. It was
Okay.
yeah, he played some of his songs, playing guitar and singing, and it
Mhm.
was it was really good. So yeah, I mean, we were checking all the other ones out just to see what people are doing. And,
Right.
so,
Yeah, I've been also, I haven't done personally any concerts yet, or live stream playing really.
Yeah.
Well, I've done live stream playing, but not really like my music and stuff. So I've been also just trying to observe around. So has anybody seen any like really successful or any really unsuccessful live streams so far? I mean, there's that one of the Ethan's bandmates, Owen Broder was involved with this live and from your living rooms thing, and there's a lot of great ones on there. And they did focus mostly on like people that were together already and they could kind of play together. And Joe Lovano was on there, I know, and Bill Frisell and some other people. But I don't know. Have you guys seen any really good anything that's inspired you to want to do a live streaming concert, or any forewarnings?
I mean, yeah, I saw a few of those, and I was like, it's like just waiting for the sound to get better and people to get the hang of it.
Yeah,
So,
just waiting and waiting. Yeah.
I think everyone's just learning. It's getting a whole new skill set together. Like, I don't know. I was like last week, all of a sudden I had to mix this audio. I've never done it, and a friend of mine just like gave me a crash course in like, mixing for a couple of hours, and then I had to somehow do it. But it was cool. Now got started and just watching a bunch of tutorials.
Yeah, no, it's definitely helping people to dig into the toolbox and make sure that we can actually be self-sustainable in this this situation. So Raj, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your record? I know it's coming in a couple weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
So who's on it, and tell us about the compositions. And it's got beautiful, beautiful artwork. So give us the rundown here.
So, all right. So who's on it? It's two other Australians. It's Sam Manning from Australia, who used to live here, who plays bass on it. He's like, one of my good friends from a long time ago, and we played together. He's probably the bass player I've played together the most with. So yeah, even though he's in Australia, he came over before, and another Australian guitarist, Hugh Stuckey, who's been living here. I don't know if you guys know him. And then I was lucky to have Chris Cheek and Aaron Parks. So I kind of always had it in mind for Chris to play my songs. So I was happy to have him. And then, Aaron was also just the perfect fit for, I don't know, I was happy with how everything came together. And we recorded up in Rhinebeck, the studio, what's it called? Clubhouse. You guys, you know that studio?
I don't know if I've been there.
I think it's like 2 hours upstate, and it's nice because you go the day before and you stay the night. They've got like rooms where you can stay for free, and so you sort of set up the night before, and you just in the nature, and it's like just out of the city. It was good. And you wake up in the morning, you got the whole day. You already got the sound ready, and so just did one big day, and so that was nice. The tunes are sort of like I've been the tunes I've been writing for like the last 5 years, and I don't know what to say about them, but
We'll just have to listen to that's the whole story.
I mean, I guess the challenge for me was like because I kind of always start with like a melody and a bass line, and then I had to figure out what I wanted to play on drums. That was like the hardest bit for me. Like I didn't really know what to play on drums, or they needed drums even. So that was kind of, I think that's the last thing. It's not like a drummy sort of album. I think that all you'd expect necessarily drum solos or like a big feature or anything, but just the songs. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, could you tell us a little bit about who the artist was that did the artwork too? It's really, really great.
Yeah, so I guess because my background is Sri Lankan. Both my parents are Sri Lankan, and I visited there like all my life. So yeah, I pretty much feel, even though I grew up in Australia, that's where I'm from. So so I sort of was drawing on a lot of things from there. I use a Sri Lankan traditional drum that I play a few songs, and so the artist, he's a Sri Lankan artist his name's Priyantha Udagadara, and it's like a mixed media piece. I probably have it. I've got actually the vinyl copy I printed out in different piece.
Oh,
So it's
nice,
which is different from the CD because
oh,
yeah, but
That's cool.
it's very pink. It's like yeah. So the title of my album is Pistols, which is like the inside of the reproductive organs of the flower.
Mhm.
That's very floral. I mean,
Right.
I could grab
You can get it. You can
Okay,
get it.
give me
Go
one,
get it.
one second.
Yeah.
Right.
Oop, crash bang. No, it's good. It's worth the wait. Let's see. See, that was fast.
All right, so this is the vinyl which I've actually just like printed on paper and pieced together. So,
Oh, nice.
and then yeah, sort of the inside. So I don't know. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. I had an artist. The guy that did the design. He also did my wife's album design. He's from Spain, where she's from, and he kind of he was really creative with it, and like on the CD, and used as a fragment of it for the front cover. So
There. That's the cover of the
Oh,
album.
nice.
See, it's really nice artwork. I thought it was worth sharing. Yeah.
I like it. I'm happy with it. So yeah,
That's cool.
that's
Let's see. You even got virtual claps from Ethan.
Yeah.
nice. Thanks. Ethan.
Ethan's been going. Must have had some online classes. That's how you know about that.
Oh yeah.
That's great. Sorry, now I'm just thinking about all the classes that I taught on Zoom. But so I know Carrie and Nicholas also have records. So why don't we talk about your guys' records too, since we were just talking about Raja. So Carrie, what tell us? I know it's also coming in a couple of weeks. Give us the rundown.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you who's on it first of all. Lisanne Tremblay is a great violinist from Montreal. Jamie Reynolds is the pianist on it. We've known each other for a really long time. We went to school together in Toronto. And then Gary Wong is the bass player. Nathan Elman Bell is the drummer on this one. And we had been playing as a quintet for, I guess, a couple years. So a lot of the songs we had actually already kind of worked out on the bandstand. So by the time we got in the studio, it was just super easy and fun and like really laid back. All the compositions are mine. It's got like a little bit of a slightly folky tinge to it. There's a lot of layers of vocals and a lot of extra layers of violin and synth on it as well. And that's it, I guess.
What's it called?
The Architects. That was probably important.
Yep. And so you said it has a lot of folk influence or elements, is what you said. So what were some of the influences that kind of coalesce into this album?
Yeah. So I'm Canadian, and there's kind of this great tradition of Canadian singer-songwriters, like Joni Mitchell and Leonard Cohen. So I kind of grew up listening to all that stuff, so it's always been rattling around in the back of my head somewhere. And then I guess just over the past like 3 or 4 years, as I was starting to compose more, it started kind of coming out in different facets. I didn't really expect it to at first, but that's kind of the direction I ended up going in, so I just went with it and used it.
Nice. Very cool. And anything else you want to add about it? What's the best track? Also... Come on, Carrie.
The best track. The one that I like the most is the single that just came out last week. It's called Same Song. It was really fun to record. We were at the Bunker Studio, and they have this pretty incredible selection of vintage synths. So Jamie was pretty excited to get his hands on some of those. So we ended up doing a lot with this vintage Mini Moog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really fun. It kept going out of tune though, so it was kind of funny because we had to reset it basically after every section. Like not even after every take, but after every section.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it was really fun. So that's probably my favorite track. Next week there's a music video coming out along with the single that's coming out, Holding Pattern, that was done by my friend Mariana Miraz, who's a pretty incredible photographer and videographer and artist. So her vision is kind of all over the album and all over basically all of my artwork that I've had for the past like 5 years or so.
Fantastic. Great. And sorry, so let's have Nicholas give his 2 cents about his album too. I know there's a great kind of I don't want to call it a story because it's not really a story, but a great like kind of idea and movement behind the title, and it's kind of connected to the tunes and everything. So could you give us a little rundown?
Sure. My album is called Voice Equals Power. I have been naming everything that because it is kind of like my my mantra for whenever I'm feeling down about being an artist, especially in the world today. I feel like with the amount of time I put in, learning how to play music and perfecting it as much as I can, I could be a lawyer for the ACLU by now, or I could be like a environmental scientist or something. And that got me really down, especially after the election. And I kind of realized that our artistic voices are like our superpowers. That's really all we have. So I've been trying to double down on that and speak a lot about sustainability issues. I'm a very outdoors type person. My wife and I are avid rock climbers and just outdoors people. And so sustainability, I realized like kind of after I wrote all this music that's what it was about. I didn't really realize it at the time. And that this album is my first attempt at writing lyrics. So there's a song on there that has lyrics. There's a couple spoken word pieces interspersed throughout the album. Don't worry, I'm not the one singing it. I have my good friend D. Shane Frederick, who's a ridiculous vocalist. He's one of my favorite vocalists on the planet. And he joined my band a couple of years ago as I started writing lyrics. Actually, I think he joined before there were any lyrics. We just kind of did some arrangements of tunes that he did. And then when we recorded this album, I think I recorded it 2 years ago. It was a live album recording at a recording studio that's down the street from me. And a good friend of mine owns it. His name's Jim Hamilton, and it's a converted old warehouse, and they have a musician's performance salon every month. And so they're used to having audiences, pretty big audiences actually. They usually have about 100 people or so in the studio for these live performances. And I asked them, like, hey, I can't really like afford to rent this room at your normal price. Can I do a live album and offset the cost by having charging the audience? And he was like, yeah, sure, do whatever you want. And so we did that. And I had planned for it to be to do 2 sets. And so we'd have backup takes of stuff. That did not happen. There were some technical things setting up. So we had one shot to get it, and we did. It was a really great night. Really, the energy was really great, and I really enjoyed having that. Like, you got to get it right. Pressure on that. I don't know how other people feel about that, but I really enjoyed that. And I guess the rest of the band was Tim Bray, who's like the Philly pianist, Elliot Bild on trumpet, John Katz on saxophone, and my good friend Gustin Rudolph on drums.
Yeah, great. And that comes out in just a couple of weeks. There's a single out already. And May 22nd. It's the only date I can memorize. But, well, I just want to say, first of all, thank you to all of you for being on tonight and for checking in and letting us know what you've been up to. Very much appreciated. I'd love to go around just one more time and let you, say anything else that you felt like you didn't get a chance to say, of course. But also, I'd love for you to share where people can connect with you, like if you prefer Instagram or your website, or I don't know, something that we all don't know about, or you just want people to text you, you could tell everybody your phone number, and then maybe you'll get some mysterious texts. You never know. But Ethan, why don't you start and just let us know, anything else and where we can stay in touch with you.
Yeah, I think best place is probably Instagram. I'm Ethan_Helm, HELM, or my website, ethanhelm.com. The usual places. I prefer not to be texted. I'm always putting stuff out, like little singles and videos and whatever dumb stuff. But like I said, the main thing I have right now is the book. It's my current obsession. And I guess just thanks, Nick, for putting this together, as always. Leading.
Sure. Yeah. And so on your website is the best place to get the book, I'm guessing?
Yes, actually. Yeah, that is the best place for me.
Okay. Excellent. And Raj?
Well, yeah. Website, Instagram, and a Facebook page, I guess.
How do we find it? What's the name of it?
Well, that's a good question. Can't even remember my Instagram handle.
That's funny. That's okay.
You'll find it. I think if you type in my name.
Yeah, they can see your name. It's up on the screen right next to your square, your Zoom square.
Yeah. Or Bandcamp page for my album, like everyone else.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, thanks, Nick, for having.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And you were saying that you were thinking about maybe having a watch party for your album, right? So maybe we'll be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, I think I will do it. I have videos for every song of my album.
Great.
So from the studio. So I thought I could just play the whole album and then maybe have a little chat with the band after that. Yeah. So I just have to finalize when and how that's all going to work. But
yeah, of course.
I should do it.
Excellent. Sounds good. Well, we'll be looking forward to that. And Nicholas?
Yeah, Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. My Instagram is amazing, I must say. Might be my greatest artistic accomplishment. My handle is Nicholas_Krolak, Krolak. My website is nicholaskrolak.com, and you can find my podcast, Voice Equals Power, on Spotify and Stitcher and Apple Podcasts.
Beautiful. And Carrie?
Yeah, my website is carrievanderkloot.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. It's just my name. And I have a pre-order going on Bandcamp now if you want to pre-order the album. And then I think we've pretty much decided we're going to keep the same day that we would have had for the live release show, which is Wednesday, June 10th. And we're going to do something online. So check Facebook and I'll keep everyone updated on that.
Excellent. June 10th, CD release for The Architects. And so all of you, thank you so much. Much appreciated for you being here. And please, if you're listening, watching, support these artists so they can keep doing what they love to do. And so thanks again for being here. And we'll catch you all soon. See ya.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks, Nick. Bye.
Bye.